there was a last mile gap which was not filled, which was the visibility and the transparency in terms of on-site execution.
Today you are heading the sales and strategy at a construction tech company.
Now we have a solution which is also working and covers that last mile.
What a construction site is actually, what does it entail?
On the inside, it is absolute chaos. For any civil engineer or any current developer or construction company, if you ask, what if I'm able to show you your site every day and every single corner of it?
How broken this can get?
We are able to provide a much better option in terms of monitoring, in terms of visibility. Stop, like the suffering of all the project managers such as ourselves is stopped.
Hi and welcome. I'm Henrietta Fernandez with Red Rock, and we work closely with Sitepace, who are here to tell their story to the people that matter the most to them. The developers, the project managers, and the engineers who are building India today. So today with me, I have Mihir Vengulekar. Mihir heads the Sales and Strategy Department at Sitepace. Mihir, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting us. Thanks, Henrietta.
So before we get into the industry, the product and all of that, I want to start with you. You were trained as a civil engineer, and then you worked in construction, and then you moved on. Entirely different industries, different countries even. So then you came back. You moved back into construction, and today you are heading the sales and strategy at a construction tech company. So this has not been a straight line for you. So I want to understand that full journey. Can you walk me through it?
Yes, it is definitely not a straight line or a typical journey. I just loved engineering, solving problems, and civil engineering is something that I connected with immediately. I did train as a civil engineer, worked as a civil engineer, but somewhere down the line, I just did not feel the fit and chose to just move my trajectory and focus towards other aspects of corporate or learning about business and so on. But luckily, recently I came back from Canada and got the opportunity to work with Sitepace, and that's how I'm here.
All right. So that's a very striking arc, right? Because you moved on because there was a problem that was not being solved. And then you moved back because someone finally found a solution to that problem. So what was it about Sitepace that made you think, this is it?
There has always been solutions present in the industry. And most of the systems or most of the tools that are used that are integrated, deeply integrated, connected, and they talk to each other. That's how usually the execution end of construction also happens. Every team, every segment of execution is integrated, and that's how we make sure that it runs as a well-oiled machine. However, there was a last mile gap which was not filled, which was the visibility and the transparency in terms of on-site execution. And that is exactly where most of the construction companies struggle, even till date. When I learned about Sitepace, that was the USP, you would say, that connected with me instantly, that finally, now we have a solution which is also working and covers that last mile.
Right. So when you talk about construction, you have been there, you've not just read about them or heard about them, you actually have been on construction sites.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, for people who don't know, what a construction site is actually, what does it entail?
Oh, so from outside, it would look like something which is working very smoothly. But on the inside, it is absolute chaos. There are so many moving parts, there are so many teams, departments, approvals, rejections, quality analysis, so many things that are simultaneously operating and working together to build a single unit or a block or a tower, you may say. Problem is that when these systems or these teams do not talk to each other and they lack transparency in terms of where does each of them stand individually as well as collectively, the chaos is beyond control. So for any civil engineer or any current developer or construction company, if you ask, what if I'm able to show you your site every day and every single corner of it? And they would just say, where do I pay? How much do I pay?
Right. So this fragility that you're describing, okay, the information living in people's heads generally. So there is a person that carries this enormous weight that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The project manager.
Exactly.
So what would be a day in his life? What is it like being a project manager?
Well, he is the person who is accountable for the entire execution and delivery of the project. But that responsibility that he holds is something that requires a lot of inputs from each individual team, each member of that team. If the execution is delayed, he's the one who's asked questions by the stakeholders. Even if it's running smoothly, but there are some issues pertaining to quality or say delay in material. So he's the conductor in an orchestra, right? And he ensures the vendor management, stakeholder management, funds, delivery, as well as all of the designs are followed. And he has a constant need to visit the site, to monitor the progress, to quantify things, to make payments, and also ensure that with the new laws like RERA and everything, the possessions are given on time. So that's something that a project manager has to live with on a daily basis.
So have you seen this play out in a specific way where you have witnessed something or heard something from someone on the ground that captures how broken this can get?
So I would say that I have personally experienced this. Also, my entire core team is comprised of civil engineers only. The reason why we have civil engineers in the core team is because we understand the on-ground problem. We have worked on sites. We have dealt with issues such as like delays or quality issues firsthand, most of them. So we relate with them and we are able to provide a much better option in terms of monitoring, in terms of visibility, to ensure that, this is stopped, like the suffering of all the project managers such as ourselves is stopped. And to give you a simple example, if you ask any project manager or any team that, what if you stop visiting sites now? The immediate answer would be, that would be a havoc, because without me being present on site, I would have no traction. I would have to rely on somebody else's word that, oh, it's complete or it's as per the design or specs. So that is something that we cannot afford. We are extremely accountable. And if I could just say that lives matter on the work that a project manager does. They are responsible for the integrity of the structure.
If we are talking about delay, what kind of delays are we talking about?
So there could be delays starting from vendors as well as till the execution, or maybe handovers as well. So every stage requires inspection, and post every inspection, the approval is given, and only after the approval the handover is done to the next team. So there are sequences in which the construction is carried out. In simple terms, let's just say you want to do the flooring for a particular floor or the tile work, and your tiles haven't arrived because you just did not follow up, or the earlier team who was supposed to do the flooring hasn't informed the next team that, hey, this is the time in which we'll be able to get done with our work and you would need to get the tiles in time. So again, that there comes a lag. Next thing is in terms of execution. There are one of the problems that the entire industry is facing these days is labor shortage. So with available labor, we have to work optimally, making sure that every hour they spent is spent efficiently and we get the desired output for the scheduled tasks or maybe deadlines. Now, in that case, if any of these tasks or sequence is missed in terms of maybe deadline or material, that immediately affects the overall project progress, overall delivery. So that is something.
So there is a delay for the timestamp also.
Yes. So your billings, your possessions, your sequencing, everything, your even the loans that developers take depend on that particular delivery. Now, delayed delivery means delayed payments, delayed receival of the funds.
The visibility, what actually it costs when it is missing.
Yeah.
Because of the timestamp, because of the delays.
Correct.
That takes place at every stage.
Yeah. I mean, lot of so it's a very critical and crucial thing. Site visits are inevitable in terms of construction. Sitepace does not claim that we will eliminate the need of site visits, but we will reduce it significantly. That until the progress has reached up to 80-90%, the project managers do not have to actually visit the sites, because most of the aspects which are to be monitored or observed daily are done through the camera itself. You have 1,000 people walking the site, right? And you must have seen the labor cams around the big projects. You see 1,000 people walking around the site, but in reality, there's only one person watching the site, generating the reports, or maybe a group of people watching the site and generating the reports, and the entire chain of command is taking decision based on that group or that report. Okay. Now, with Sitepace, the entire chain of command gets the visibility simultaneously. Within 20 minutes of the captures, they are instantly able to see their sites remotely. And at the same time, they are able to do the quality analysis, they are able to understand where do they stand in terms of progress, how many tasks are completed, safety, everything is checked. So we recently had, like a few days ago, there was a Labor Day celebration. So, that is something that we take very seriously. We should make the construction sites or working environments safe, and all the construction groups should abide by the safety norms. And minimum safety is every worker's right.
So speaking of safety, is this one of the color? It's quite bright and interesting.
Yes.
Face. So is this a reason?
Yeah, I mean, you did ask me if you must have all been surprised that I did not come in suits for this podcast, but I genuinely had to visit a site this morning. So I just came directly from site. We typically have to wear vests or like safety equipment, PPE we call it. So that is part of site visits that everybody has to follow. So when we were choosing the color for our brand, we said that this is something that we relate to. This color is visible throughout. There are no blind spots, no matter wherever we go. It is also a problem at times, whenever we are going in an event or whenever we are going for an expo, we get spotted instantly. And that's exactly what we are providing to all the construction companies as well.
Right. So coming back to the question of a problem in construction. So this is not a new problem. People would think this is not a new problem. Construction has been going on forever. Yes. So what is it about Sitepace? Why Sitepace? What is Sitepace doing that is solving this?
Yes, you're absolutely right with your observation that this problem is nothing new. This has always been there. and honestly speaking, I was in my early 20s when I switched from construction, is because of problems such as this. Visibility was like always a challenge. I had to be present physically to ensure that work is getting done, or it is as per the design specs, or as per the SOPs are followed and whatnot. And that was just physically exhausting, you know. With remote visibility, the project managers could do so much, because most of the project managers are handling multiple projects. Now imagine that a project manager who's residing in Mumbai and has projects across pan-India. If you consider, half of his time of the year is going in visits or travels, whereas he could be more productive, you know, having access to all of his sites on an everyday basis. He's still not able to cover, even if he travels, he's still not able to cover every site every day. And typically, some people might argue they don't need to, because there's not much progress happening in certain stages or certain tasks. That is true. But what if it is still possible to have a date and timestamp record? Let's just say that you see a leakage on your construction site before the client gets the possession. How beautiful would it be for you to backtrack it, you know? I mean, I was just traveling to the studio, and so many bumps. I was trying to type on my phone, and so many bumps, like the road conditions in Mumbai or India overall is like, as taxpayers, you are just disappointed, right? But imagine, as taxpayers, you get full transparency that somebody is monitoring these projects where there is like crores and crores of expenditure, right? Government records for these expenditures every year, and it's just going above and beyond every year with infrastructure. But what if we are able to actually keep a track? Where did the money go? Were the roads made as per the norms, or as per the contract, at the least I'm saying? That way you also feel happy to spend, like to pay the taxes, right? You know, like people would be more happy that, yeah, in the money that I'm paying as tax, exactly, money well spent. So with visibility, there are a lot of problems that can be tackled at once. So founder Yasha, so he like clearly identified the pain point and worked around it. We did, of course, integrate the necessary systems with the software, but the key has always been the visibility. With visibility, the people could do anything and everything, right?
When you're sitting across from a developer or a PMC, what is the objection that you face when you are talking and trying to sell this software?
Right. So if you ask any tech company, they would always say that India is always the last country to adopt any new technology, you know. Similarly, in construction industry as well, we have a saying in our company that you know, the first solution that comes to any developer's mind or any project manager's mind is throw more bodies at it, to any problem, right? Because we have abundance of people. We have engineers, we have site engineers there, we have people who could visit site every day and get this done. But what so the current clientele that we have sees beyond that. They have a foresight. What they saw is an opportunity to be ahead in terms of technology adoption, as well as they're quietly building this. They're quietly building a learning bank of all the issues. So I'll just give you an example. If a contractor is working with me, he would be working in 2 towers simultaneously. He would be making the same mistakes in both the towers, but the 2 teams which are monitoring him or his work are different. Because of which he gets away, you know, because people who are tracking tower 1 are usually saying, oh, okay, this issue was there, but now it's not repeated, that's okay. But he's doing the same issue in every tower and it gets unnoticed. So the developers that we work with, the groups that we work with understand that, oh, they have already identified this issue, they did not have the right solution. They have tried multiple solutions as well. I mean, I'll be very honest, there are multiple companies which are trying to solve this problem honestly, okay? But somehow with right vision, right support, all of our investors and all of our stakeholders made sure that we are going in the right direction. And having a civil engineering core team, background, we were able to provide a solution which is more aligned with the industry issues. The main counter is still the same, that yes, we would adopt it right now because it's always adopted from top down, but the execution team will resist, and we don't want to sour our relationship with the execution team. But apart from that, there always been a need, so we don't have to create a need or explain anybody that why do you need Sitepace. They already need Sitepace. They just only ask how convenient it is to adopt, which is very convenient.
So I just want to move away and talk about the technology itself.
Sure.
So Sitepace is not just the camera on a helmet, is it?
Yeah.
It is something more happening there. So you have brought the product today. Could you explain to us what is Sitepace and what does it actually do?
Right. So yes, this is the hardware that we use. It's not the product, honestly. We don't even sell these.
Yeah.
You could buy it from any Amazon.
I heard some people are asking you, how much does this cost, or how much are you selling this?
Right? Yeah. Even in the expos, people are usually looking at the helmet and the camera and they think that, oh, this is what you sell, let me have one. And we are like, you can just buy it from Amazon. We are more than happy to share the links with you. But this is the hardware requirement. In simple terms, for example, if you want to use WhatsApp, you would need a smartphone. Similarly, if you want to use Sitepace, you would need a camera, okay? And helmet is something that is always available on site. So we just made the product around what is available on site and made it very convenient for everybody to use it. So this is a simple 360-degree camera that we are using. And most of the day, the person is not even wearing it on his helmet. He's just putting it in his pocket and just walking around. And as soon as my superior or the project manager calls and tells me, hey, Mihir, I want to check out this site, or there are critical activities like deshuttering. It is very, very important if the project manager gets visibility right after deshuttering. Most of the defects happen in that time. I'm sorry, I'm just giving away my industry secrets, but yeah, but that's actually the case. So in that case, I can simply connect my camera to my phone. And if you ask me, is there any training required or special skills required? Not at all. We have done it using the guards on site. Anybody who can connect their Bluetooth earphones to the phone can connect the camera with our mobile app. And with simple 5 yeses, the camera is connected. And then with this magnet, it is mounted on top of the hard hat. And you start walking. And you do not need to have a special pace, so you don't need to slow down or walk faster. As much time as you take to walk around the site is exactly the time Sitepace needs to capture everything. Once the capture is done, then you can come back to site office. That's another beautiful feature that we ensured. Most of the sites are in remote places. They do not have internet connectivity. So we did not want any dependency on internet. So you could do the captures without internet. And then once you're back in the site offices always have connections or Wi-Fi. In that time, you can simply upload all the captures onto our servers. Again, we do not have anybody sitting in the back end stitching all the images together or making sure that it's processed properly. We have automated it. We spent 2.5 years at IIT Bombay making sure that we automate this entire process even before we roll out the carpet for the corporate. So that just gave us an edge, allowing us to process the images faster. So since the time my project manager called, within next 30 minutes, he gets the full access of the floor. And I could cover almost an entire tower of 46 floors in a day. And that is like in terms of monitoring, it is absolutely essential, but unavailable right now. It does not end there. So with the captures, what we're able to do is do virtual snagging. So snagging is where usually the site visits happen and you check this is right, this is wrong, what is wrong with that, any error, defects, everything is issue identification basically, and defect identification is done through our computer vision. We are also able to map your schedule against the progress that computer vision has observed. So you are able to see how much progress has been made. If you are ahead of schedule, behind of schedule, if you're on schedule, which tasks are lagging, why are they lagging, how can you improve them, all of these things. The beautiful thing is, when I was working in the industry, most of the reports, even then and now, are still manual, right? Whereas we do complete automated reports. So these reports are auto-generated. There's no data tampering or human intervention. So you get, whenever we claim 100% transparency, we mean it. So that's, in a nutshell, that's my product, I would say.
Yeah, that's fabulous. So before I let you go, I want to talk and zoom out and talk about the industry in the future.
Right.
So there is going to be technology adoption. Okay. Where do you see Sitepace in that, in the future?
I would not limit it to just Sitepace. I would keep the spectrum entirely towards all the technology adoption because moving forward, India is growing rapidly in terms of infrastructure and developments. At the same time, it would require a lot of more adoption in terms of technology, in terms of tools. Recently, we have seen robots, complete automations required because the scale at which the construction is happening, we need to accommodate it and balance it with technology, and why not leverage it as early as possible. If I were to still speak about Sitepace particularly, I think that Sitepace will be always leading and ensuring that our solutions are parallel to the not just India's but global construction requirements, and we put in a lot of effort and our heart into ensuring that we are able to provide, or we are able to contribute something in return to the industry that we someday earn from. So that is something that, like, a small contribution that we are trying to give back, and I think Sitepace will be on the forefronts and leading this.
Amazing answer, really, truly. So before we close, let's do a quick rapid fire round.
All right.
Interested?
I'm stressed, but okay. I'll face it as much as I can.
So sales or strategy, which do you enjoy most?
Head of sales and strategy, so I enjoy both.
Both. You have to choose one, actually.
So I have to, okay, there's no long answers, right? Strategy.
Okay, good. Why?
Okay, you just said rapid fire, but anyway, yeah. So I actually enjoy both because I love to talk. I'm a conversationalist.
Yeah.
So sales is something that is very dear to me. And strategy is because problem solving.
Okay.
So solving problems and planning ahead, forecasting and foreseeing things is beautiful. So balance of both is what I got in.
Okay. One trait every project manager should have.
Patience.
Fabulous. What is one thing the construction teaches you very quickly?
Again, patience. And also, the beautiful part is there are so many people working together. You learn to respect each other. You learn to depend and count on each other. That is something.
And what's one word for Sitepace?
Transparent.
Fabulous. Before I let you go, you have answered every single answer from your heart.
Yes.
You're not selling something from a distance. You really believe in it, you live in it, and you understand the industry, you understand the people in it. So I really thank you. I've had a fascinating conversation with you.
Likewise.
And for those who are watching, if Mihir has said anything that resonates with you, And if you recognize the problems that he has mentioned, Sitepace is where you begin. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.